Have you ever found yourself sitting at your desk, staring at your work, but your mind is somewhere far away? You're not thinking about what's in front of you. Instead, you're worrying about tomorrow, next week, or even next year. What if I fail that exam? What if I lose my job? What if I never find the right person? It's like you're constantly living in a world of what ifs. And no matter how much you try to focus, your mind keeps running into the future, painting scenarios you can't control. I remember a young man named James who told me, I can't enjoy anything because I'm always thinking about what could go wrong in the future. Even when things are going well, I keep waiting for the next problem to show up. It's exhausting. Can you relate? Maybe, like James, you find yourself living in a state of constant fear and worry. It feels as if your happiness is always postponed until you have certainty about the future. But the truth is, certainty never fully comes. Life is always changing. Buddha once said, the trouble is, you think you have time. This teaching isn't meant to scare us. It's a reminder that we spend so much of our lives worrying about what's next that we forget to truly live right now. The future is uncertain. That's a reality we can't change. But what we can change is how we respond to that uncertainty. When we let our worries about the future control us, we lose the present moment, the only place life actually happens. Take a moment to think. How many times have you missed out on something beautiful because your mind was busy worrying? You're at dinner with a friend, but you're thinking about an upcoming deadline. You're playing with your child, but your mind is on bills or the job interview next week. You're lying in bed next to the person you love, but you're worried about what might happen years from now. Worrying doesn't prevent bad things from happening. It just robs you of joy while you wait for something that may never even occur. I once met a woman named Maria who had been through a painful divorce. She constantly worried about whether she would ever find happiness again. What if I end up alone for the rest of my life? What if I can't take care of myself? These thoughts kept her trapped. Even when opportunities came, she couldn't see them because her mind was clouded with fear. One day, a friend gave Maria a simple reminder. The future hasn't happened yet. You're living as if the worst-case scenario is already true. But right now in this moment, you're safe. You're okay. That moment was a turning point for her. She realized that by worrying about the future, she was carrying the weight of problems that didn't even exist. We all do this, don't we? We think if we worry enough, we'll be prepared for whatever life throws at us. But most of the time, worry just creates more suffering. The good news is, it doesn't have to be this way. You can learn to let go of excessive worrying and return to the present moment. You can find peace even when the future is uncertain. In this video, we're going to explore 1. Why we worry about the future and how it affects our lives. 2. The truth about control, what we can and can't change. 3. Simple, powerful practices to stop worry from stealing your peace. By the end, you'll have tools you can use every day to free yourself from the cycle of worry, so you can live fully in the only time that really matters, now. So take a deep breath with me. Let's walk this journey together, step by gentle step. If you pay attention, you'll see that you rarely worry about things that have already happened. Instead, you fear what hasn't come yet. This is how the human brain works. It's programmed to search for danger in order to protect us. When facing uncertainty, the brain begins to imagine the worst-case scenarios. It believes that by preparing for every possible risk, you'll be safer. But instead of helping you control life, this way of operating robs you of peace. We worry about the future mainly for 3 reasons. 1. Fear of failure. What if I make a mistake? What if I'm not good enough? 2. Fear of loss. What if I lose my job, my partner, my money? 3. Fear of losing control. What if things go completely out of my hands? These fears pull you into endless streams of thought. You hope that if you think enough, you'll find the answer. But in reality, you're just punishing yourself with scenarios that may never happen. Buddha once said, worrying is like paying a debt you don't owe. Many people think worry is normal, but in fact, it can cause more harm than you realize. You lose the present moment. You're not truly living, even when you're with family or friends. Your mind is always somewhere else. You drain your energy. Worry makes your body release cortisol, the stress hormone, constantly, which leaves you tired, sleepless, and more vulnerable to illness. You struggle to make decisions because you fear the outcome, you hesitate and avoid new opportunities. You harm your relationships. People who worry excessively can become overly sensitive, lose trust, and unintentionally create tension with loved ones. I once met a man named David who was constantly anxious about his financial future. Even though he had a good job, he would wake up in the middle of the night drenched in sweat, afraid he might lose everything. He cut out all forms of joy, refusing to spend money on family outings out of fear. But in doing so, he lost the very relationships that mattered most in the present. One of the biggest reasons you worry is because you feel you have to control everything. But the truth is, no one can control it all. There are two circles in life. One, the circle you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your effort. Two, the circle you cannot control, the weather, what others think, what the future will bring. The problem is that most people spend their time and energy worrying about the second circle, things beyond their control. That only exhausts you. Remember this: do your best and let life do the rest. When you focus on what you can do right now, you'll feel less powerless. The future will naturally become less frightening. Here are 4 steps you can practice to stop worrying about the future. Step 1. Recognize your worry. Many people worry without even realizing it. You need to stop and ask yourself, what am I worried about? Is this worry happening right now? Does this worry actually help me solve the problem? Labeling your worry will make you more aware. You'll see that most thoughts are just assumptions, not facts. Step 2. Return to the present with your breath. Your breath anchors you in the present. Whenever you notice yourself drifting into the future, take 3 deep, slow breaths. As you inhale, silently say, I am here. As you exhale, silently say, I am safe. This practice is simple but powerful. You don't need to push the worry away. You just need to bring your mind back to the moment. Step 3. Set limits on worry time. If you're someone who worries a lot, try setting a worry time during the day. For example, allow yourself to think about uncertainties for 15 minutes in the afternoon. Outside of that time, if a worry pops up, write it down and come back to it later. This trains your brain not to let worry take over the entire day. Step 4. Practice letting go little by little. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you accept that you've done your best and the rest is beyond your control. Start by letting go of small things. If you've submitted your CV, don't check your email every 10 minutes. Give the recruiter time to respond. If your child is taking a test, trust in their preparation instead of sitting at home worrying. As you build confidence in letting go of small things, you'll gradually learn to let go of bigger ones. To worry less about the future, you need a lifestyle that keeps your mind grounded in the present. Habit 1. Write down what you're grateful for. Every night before bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for that day. It could be a delicious meal, a kind message from someone you love, or simply a peaceful day. When you focus on what you already have, you'll be less obsessed with what you don't. Habit 2. Practice mindfulness in daily activities. You don't need to spend hours meditating to live in the present. Just do one thing with full attention. When eating, focus only on the taste of the food. When walking, notice each step touching the ground. When washing dishes, feel the water and the sound of the bubbles. These mindful moments help your mind settle. Habit 3. Reduce exposure to negative news. If you constantly consume bad news about the economy, disease, or conflict, your fear of the future will only grow. Be selective about what you read and limit your news intake each day. Habit 4. Take care of your body. A healthy body supports a steady mind. Get enough sleep, eat nourishing food, and move your body daily. When your body is relaxed, your brain is less likely to create scary scenarios. I want to share the story of Lily, a young woman who was always anxious about her career. She feared she wasn't good enough, feared unemployment, and feared having no future. Lily would stay up until 3 a.m. creating backup plans, yet she still felt unsafe. One day, Lily decided to practice mindful breathing every morning. She learned to tell herself, right now, I'm okay. I will do my best with what needs to be done today. After a few months, Lily noticed she was less anxious. She began to enjoy spending time with friends and family. And surprisingly, as she became less tense, her career started improving because she had more creative energy. Lily shared, "The future still has uncertainties, but now I trust that I'm strong enough to handle whatever comes. And that makes me so much more peaceful." If you regret having wasted time worrying in the past, don't punish yourself further. Place your hand on your heart and whisper to yourself, "I did the best I could with what I knew then. Now I choose to live differently, fully and peacefully." My dear friend, after everything we've walked through together, do you see now that the future isn't really something separate? It's simply the extension of the present moment. The only thing you can truly touch and live fully is now. When you worry about the future, you're bringing fear from your imagination into the present, and that is what exhausts you. Buddha once said, "No one can go back and start over, but anyone can start from now and create a new future." Let this quote be a gentle reminder. You don't need to know exactly what tomorrow will be like. Just do your best with what you can do today, and the future will naturally bloom in its own way. Every time you find yourself worrying, pause and ask yourself, am I safe in this moment? What am I missing right in front of me because my mind is racing ahead? These questions will pull you back to the present, where you can breathe, smile, and realize you are okay. Now, I'd like to invite you to a short meditation to experience the peace of the present moment. Find a comfortable position. You can sit on a chair, on the floor, or even lie down, as long as your body is relaxed. Gently close your eyes. Place one hand on your heart and the other on your belly. Inhale deeply. Feel the air filling your lungs. Exhale slowly. Imagine all your tension leaving with your breath. Repeat this 3 times. Now, bring your attention to your feet. Feel how they touch the ground, steady and secure. If any thoughts appear, don't push them away. Just smile and watch them as you would watch clouds passing across the sky. Silently tell yourself, "I am here. The present is the only place I need to be. I am safe. I am at peace." Take one more deep breath. Exhale slowly. Then gently open your eyes. How do you feel? My friend, worrying about the future is natural, but you no longer have to let it control your life. Remember this, you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. That means you have a choice. You can let your mind drag you into worst-case scenarios that haven't happened, or you can choose to return to the present, where you are truly living and can take action. Each time you feel worry creeping in, take a deep breath and tell yourself, "Right now, I'm okay. I will do my best with what needs to be done today." If you practice this every day, you will find that the future feels less frightening. You will discover that peace doesn't come from controlling everything, but from accepting and trusting the flow of life. Thank you for being here and listening to this message. I know life can be uncertain, and sometimes that makes you anxious. But believe me, you are stronger than you think. You can face whatever comes your way. You can choose peace even when things feel uncertain. And you deserve to live a full, joyful life, starting right now. If this message brought you a sense of calm, please share it with someone you care about. They might need a gentle reminder just like you did. And remember, you can return to this message anytime your mind feels too noisy. Let these words remind you, you have the power to choose peace right now. I look forward to seeing you again in the next message, where we will continue walking together on the path of stillness and self-love.